I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A moment of silence, please, in honor of Pat Harrod. Thank you. This evening, we are using a different format, but I do want to read something to the folks that are listening, that are watching us. If you have a question or a comment about an item on the agenda, please email that question or comment to publiccomments@townofdyer.com. Again, publiccomments@townofdyer.com. We will ensure that all submissions are shared with the elected and appointed officials of the council or respective board. The submission will also be entered into the minutes of the respective meeting. Please list your name and address in your email for the meeting record. We have before us a consent agenda which consists of the minutes of the March 19th, 2020 Town Council meeting, minutes of the March 16th, 2020 executive session, minutes of the March 25th executive session, and claims totaling $298,154.57. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you.
Mary?
Yes.
Yes, can we add in there the roll call to that motion also, please?
Yes. We can do the roll call too. Any discussion?
Why don't you do the roll call before you take her?
Okay, I will be glad to do that. Roll call, Debbie?
Bob?
Here.
Eric?
Here.
Alan?
Here.
Steve?
Here via electronics.
Mary?
Here. Thank you.
Thank you.
We need a roll call now for the consent agenda as presented. We had a motion and a second. Debbie?
Yes. Bob?
Here. Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Alan?
Aye.
Steve?
Aye.
Mary?
Aye. Next, we have announcements. I don't believe we have any announcements this evening. No. Reports from the town council. Bob?
I have three quick things I'd like to say. The first one is to thank all of the town employees, everyone at Town Hall, Public Works, and our first responders. You know, in the last few weeks, it seems like the goalposts have been moving almost every hour. So I want to thank all of them for doing an excellent job keeping up with that. I also want to thank all the residents who've had patience while we figure out this brave new world. I have two items that I'd like to bring up for a motion. They're both business related. The first motion I would like to present. Yes.
I would strongly suggest that comes up under new business.
Okay, that works. No
Not to
problem.
interrupt you, but I-
No problem.
New business.
Not a problem. Then I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Alan?
I also want to reiterate what Bob said. I just want to thank all the town employees for coming out, working under difficult circumstances. This is new, obviously, to everybody. So I just want to thank everybody for a job well done.
Yes. Eric?
Yep, echo the comments previously made. Thank you to all the town employees and to our residents. I think our residents have been doing a fantastic job of following the governor's executive order. You follow along social media, a lot of other towns don't seem to be having the success that we are. So thank you to our residents.
I would agree. And, you know, I'd like to thank all of our boards and commissions in advance because I know it's going to be a different format for them, but I want to thank everybody and the residents as well. Clerk Treasurer, any comments?
Yes, I have two donations, $100 each at the chief's discretion to donate. I also have for the K-9 donation of $30. And for the fire truck from the GoFundMe is $96.80. And I too would like to thank all the employees with the town of Dyer. They're essential workers. They've gone on and beyond their job duties totally with being in this situation.
Do I have a motion to accept the donations?
I'll make a motion to accept the donations as presented by Clerk Astor.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary.
Aye. Thank you. Next, we have the town manager update on the 2020 property tax collections and other COVID-19 issues.
If there's any questions about my memo, I've got a few other things to add, but if there's any questions about that material that I sent you,
No.
talking about property taxes. Since this week, you may be aware that we've been granted our community crossing grant for the first half of this year, for the first round of this year. So we have $725,347 has been awarded us. That is with the Osage and Laurel project. And how that project will work quickly is we'll be doing underground this year and resurfacing next year. Next month, I will give you a recommendation on how to rearrange some money for this project, since it won't be spent next year, so we can put it into more localized street resurfacing this year, as well as we're going for another round of CCMG funding in I want to say June or September. I can't remember which one it is. We got about $250,000 left in our allocation, so we're moving along. We had pre-construction today on Harrison Avenue. We've started the Pierce Fillmore area project. So all three of your major projects are quickly moving. They're on schedule. Harrison Avenue is actually going to start early because school's out.
Yes.
Fire chief reports. He said he has he has two firefighters that were exposed. They are healthy and fine. He says he had another fire who was tested positive. He got it from his father. He's been off. And we have one firefighter who was not back yet. He got it while on spring break, one of the young ones. So that he said he had no contact with anybody. He came back from break with it. So we're doing okay. At the last meeting, I think it was Mr. Kramer asked the question about smoke detectors. And the update is we've only got 4 or 5 left to do, but that program has been put on hold by the fire marshal's office. And so they don't want anybody going into people's homes. But we've got, I think we've got 20 done, 4 or 5 left, and that was the extent of those eligible for the program.
Good.
I wanted to report to you quickly on the census. I think we're doing very well. A week or so ago in the paper, it was reported that we were at 43%. We are currently at 65.8%. Indiana's self-response is just over 50%. And our target to beat is our 2010 census, which is 85.2. So there's next week, we'll be putting some stuff up on the board outside, encouraging people to follow up, because it's going to get harder and harder now that people are, workers are being confined to their homes as census people. So that's really all I've got to report. Thank you.
Okay. I ran into a couple people also that didn't know that the election day was moved. So that might be something else that we could post. I mean, I see it a lot in a lot of places, but that was new.
And I just want to add one thing. I just want to say thanks to Tom. I drove past a couple nights this week, and I've seen you here working. So I know all this COVID stuff has thrown your already
Don't come
full
by
schedule.
early in the morning, but you can be more than welcome to see me late at night.
No, so I just wanted to say thanks
Yes.
for this memo and that work.
Boards and commissions. Chief?
Ready for me?
I'm sorry, department heads. Right church, wrong pew.
Our March monthly report, 568 incidents, 30 arrests, 10 accidents, 204 citations, 309 warnings, and 12 ordinance violations. Our new business for us, we're starting the process to fill the open positions we have for officer. And we are waiting the delivery of the 3 vehicles that will remain on our 2019 car purchase. They've been delayed due to the shutdowns of non-essential workers. And we're preparing for the 12-hour switch over July 1st for the shifts. That's all I have.
Thank you. Before we move on, I should allow Steve to report out.
Well, thank you. I just wanted to echo the same as everyone else on the town employees. and everybody else, including the residents and businesses, are doing a great job during these trying times. But I also wanted to send out a special thank you to the elected officials who are showing up at the meetings, especially tonight, and the department heads. I salute you. I wish I could be there, but other things beyond my control don't allow me, so I'm happy to be there via electronics. Thank you.
You. Park Department?
Their reports are in the materials.
Okay.
Everybody's reports.
Okay.
Other than what Ted gave me, everything else is in there.
Okay, and Public Works as well?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have any boards or commissions?
I would report that we're staging, last month, we ended up canceling most of the board meetings.
Yes.
We didn't have much on the agendas. We're scheduling meetings for this month. We're going to try to do as many as we can remotely.
Okay,
With board members calling in, just like we're doing now. This is sort of the test case for this.
okay,
So that's what we've got.
good, thank you. Road projects is Neil reporting?
No, Neil's report, I've given you the reports of the
Okay,
3 big
okay.
projects, and that's all we've got to tell you about.
Glad to hear that. Ordinances and resolutions. Our first resolution is 2020-05, the sidewalk policy.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the resolution 2020-05, adopting a policy on sidewalk replacement and gap sidewalks.
I'll second that.
We have a motion on the floor to accept resolution 2020-05 sidewalk policy in a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Hi.
Mary? Aye. Next, we have ordinance 2020-02, adjustments to the police salaries. We're looking for a unanimous.
I'd like to make a motion that we accept ordinance 2020-02, the increase for the police salaries
I'll second the motion.
on first reading.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Hi.
Mary,
Aye. We have a motion to suspend the rules.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules and pass salary ordinance 2020-02 on second reading.
Okay, we had a unanimous decision on the first reading, so we can move on to suspending the rules.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Hi.
Mary,
Aye. Thank you. 5-0. Next, we have old business. The first item up is the town manager contract, which was tabled in March. You have before you the new contract. Need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the town manager's contract as presented.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the town manager's contract. Any discussion? Roll call?
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Nay.
Mary,
Aye. We have a 4-1 decision.
Madam President,
Yes.
appreciate the councils, and I hope to live up to your expectation, whatever they may be.
Thank you. We're glad you're here. Next, we have Madison Avenue, an amendment to the engineering services.
I hope Neil's letter explains it briefly.
We did.
We had a situation that we were unaware of in the design process. And we ended up with some extra design engineering costs, but as a result of that, saved a substantial amount of construction dollars. So it's a good trade-off. We need, what is it, 40 some $100 over on the engineering side, but we cut off about $50,000 on the construction project. So
Oh,
it was a good deal. It was a relocation. Yes, 4109.84 in additional services. So
And this is on Madison Avenue.
that was Madison, which if you recall was
Yes, yes.
last year's project. We're just cleaning up the project and getting it.
Oh,
So that's what it's all about. The road's been done for some time.
yeah,
Okay.
yes. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to the engineering project for Madison Avenue with Nice Engineering in the amount of $4,109.84.
Have a second?
I'll second that motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. We have a 5-0. Next on new business, we have a stop sign request. Steve, would you like me to read that request?
Yes.
I'm requesting that the town add several stop signs to address our resident safety issues and concerns. With the weather warming up and all of the kids being home from school, we should be able to install these stop signs immediately with very little effort and cost. The results being possibly avoiding a serious accident, better to err on the side of caution.
Yes. Thank you for reading that. The concern's been ongoing, as everyone knows, for a very long time. You know, a simple stop sign at a couple locations to see their effectiveness. We talked to the residents and told them we're going to keep on trying different avenues. I think this is a simple, reasonable, and logical next step that we should be taking. So I don't know what we need to get it moving. If we need a motion, I'll make a motion in that fact to get a couple stop signs up there.
I think that it would be appropriate to identify the exact
It's
intersection
not in here.
where you're talking about the stop sign.
Steve, when I cut and pasted your email, apparently I must have left out the paragraph or wasn't included in there as to the exact locations. We'll have to find that because we'll have to adopt this formally by an ordinance
We have to amend
to codify it, but we can install the signs on your direction.
we have-
Okay, and I apologize for my memory. I don't remember the exact
I
location
don't
either.
either.
So I will defer to you guys to help me out with this. And I'm sure everyone wants to do the right thing there too.
Chief Hein, in that area over there, have we had any reports, any complaints?
Specifically, the area, if you could identify what we're talking about, I think sometimes we combine two neighborhoods over there and do the same general talk. If we're talking about on Great Lakes Drive, aside from Deer Creek, we haven't had too many requests on Great Lakes Drive. We did have an original sign request some years ago for Saturday evening court and Great Lakes Drive,
Yeah.
probably 2016, I believe.
What was that? And I'm sorry, you said something about 2016?
Yeah, the last request for a stop sign, Great Lakes.
Oh, yeah.
About 2016.
But you also have the accident statistics, don't you, over there?
We would have all the access.
We've been 24/7 speed monitoring for a number of months. You did approve and we did complete center lane markings sometime last fall.
Right.
I haven't done an accident analysis for some time. I get them about every 12 to 18 months, but it didn't change from the first time to the second time. I haven't done it a third time. You get the traffic data every month. So nothing, that's what's there. So it's entirely up to you. I asked for a warrant study. And I've asked for that before. It's your decision to make at this point in time.
Yeah, I don't believe that the residents are concerned about accidents. I don't think it's a matter of accident data. It's a matter of it being a straight shot, cut through thoroughfare to go from Calumet Avenue to Indianapolis Boulevard. When you go further into Cherville, when they built that subdivision, they backed the backyards to that road. In Dyer, they chose to put front yards on that road. So it's a completely different feel through those neighborhoods, but people treat it the same way as they drive through. So I support the idea of looking at a couple of spots to put stop signs to help with the problems that they're having.
Might I suggest that you ask the chief of police and the town manager to get together and make a recommendation of what those intersections are to you? So we could identify.
I don't know without additional criteria that we're gonna be able to come up with additional answers for you on. The traffic studies that are being currently done are on Deer Creek and Flagsville, which is to me a totally separate area from Great Lakes and Fairview area. So I think we need to look at it as separate issues. Individually, Great Lakes Drive
That was Harstown.
It
is,
wasn't Great Lakes and Fairview.
pardon me?
It wasn't Great Lakes and Fairview.
Yeah, I think we had a complaint from a resident
Yeah, it was in.
in,
5-year-old kid or something.
yeah, it was in,
The Flagstone Deer Creek area.
in that area, like
Same
more
area.
in the neighborhood, yeah. Chief, do we have intersections there that are unmarked as far as stop signs?
Again, the neighborhood as a whole, yes. And again, a specific area, most of the corners have stop signs, yes.
Right.
The issue is, do you have stop signs in the roads entering to the major street? This is my recollection, is somewhere stopping the traffic on the bigger street, the heavier
Right.
travel
Okay.
street. That's what it is. You have some two-way stop signs. But then you're looking without knowing the intersection, you're looking to a four-way stop sign. That's supposed to be a precursor to putting up eventually a traffic signal. But that's not what we're talking about here, obviously. I did leave one thing out in trying to recount the history of what's been done. The residents came to the council and wanted to put speed humps, bumps, lumps, whatever you want to call it.
Yes.
And as a result of that, that was not done, but the striping was done in its place. So that's the proper sequence of everything that we've done.
Yeah, I look at this neighborhood and compare it to some of the older neighborhoods in Dyer, and every other older neighborhood I drive through has has four-way stop signs. Nowhere that you would ever consider putting a stoplight. So I'm not sure that we're the notion that it's a precursor to putting a stoplight. I can tell you my Lake Street and Carnation Street is a four-way stop, and as is every other intersection in my neighborhood. I don't think what they're asking is above and beyond what anyone else in Dyer has.
I think probably the good thing to do is the prudent thing to do is just to check out where it is exactly, precisely. Take a look at.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not in this email.
Okay.
We'll get back.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Any other comments?
We tossed this around briefly in the past about, the ultimate solution for that neighborhood is to run St. John Road into 30. And I know most of that property there is the town of Cherville. Is there some way we can have a joint meeting or some correspondence with Cherville and see what their plans are?
I corresponded with Cherville at both Bob Volkman and Neil, who's their engineer. And there's been no change from 2 or 3 years ago.
Sure.
It's a developer-related issue. And until that property develops, it's not going to happen. Dyer would be responsible for part of the bridge and stuff like that, but the road,
We're responsible
for the bridge, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And so, but we did have, of course, but nothing's changed in the intervening time period.
And I think many of us have even talked to council members from Cherville and told them, this is what we're looking at. This would relieve our problem with the situation. So I don't know if we can do anything else.
Councilman Kramer's email reflects Great Lakes Drive in Rockwell, which is completely
Good. You got
farther
the
from,
email. Thank you.
It's completely a different location.
Okay.
Than Deer Creek and Flagstone. Again, we're talking, I think, one large area, but we're talking about two separate areas and probably two separate data issues.
Okay. Could we look into that then?
We will have it looked at.
Okay. Thank you so much. Bob, you had another
Yeah,
item to add?
I had 2 items that I wanted to, that I just wanted to get out there, 2 motions I'll make. The first motion would be to direct the town manager and town attorney to draft the necessary paperwork to suspend the late fee for the business license registrations until the end of the year.
Could I respond? I think you, by motion, can suspend the operation of the late fees without a separate ordinance to do that,
Okay,
similar to what we did with the storage container.
Okay,
then I'll correct that motion to make the motion be that we suspend the late fee for the business license registration until the end of the year, December 31st, 2020.
I'll second that motion.
Would that be for the whole year?
Yes, yeah, till the end of the year.
so you made a motion and amended it. Alan seconded. Okay. We have any discussion?
Yeah, I would just like to say that the governor's executive order is currently extending. This is just a little, this is an assurance that it will be extended to a guaranteed date so that we're not watching the ball
Yes.
constantly move.
Yes.
Our businesses are being hit very, very hard by what's going on, as is everybody. So
Yes.
I think this might give a little bit of certainty, and I thank Councilman Starkey for bringing this forward.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. Next, we have citizen input.
I had one more.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
Sorry. My next motion would be to direct the town manager and town attorney to amend the current ordinance for the business licenses so that starting January 1, 2021, the business license fee would be lowered to $50 and the late fee would be lowered to $100.
I'll also second that motion.
We have a motion and a second to lower the business licenses and the penalty. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. We have a 5-0. Is that it, Bob?
I'm good. Thank you.
Just check.
Thank you, everybody.
We have citizen input. Do we have any questions?
I have no emails received at public comments at townofdyer.com at this moment.
Okay.
We have no comment submitted through that channel.
You said that we have a 30-second.
There will be between when we
Okay.
speak, there could be a 20 or 30-second delay
Okay.
to the YouTube video. So
All
we
right.
can wait,
They've had
30 seconds or
25
so.
minutes since we started. So I think we're okay.
Frank, can you tell how many people watched tonight?
We have, what now? 18.
18?
Good.
That includes the people that are on the phone.
No, excluding the people
Okay,
that are on the
good.
phone. So that's 18. That's the largest audience that we've had so far by probably genuinely, you take staff out by a factor of 3.
All it takes is a nationwide quarantine and stay at home order to get 19 people to tune in.
And I'm glad that's why you came up with that idea. Sorry.
Frank, can you tell me who is also Viva Zoom besides Steve and Mike? Is there anybody else?
No, it would be Steve, obviously, as you mentioned, Mike and yourself are those that are attending through that medium.
Okay, and also Lily and Jackie, just so we clarify that for,
They're in by that, Debbie's indicating that they're in the room with Debbie right now,
Okay.
watching that broadcast.
Good. Last item is any and all. Anything? Debbie?
nothing.
I want to thank everybody for your patience, and we will continue on with the RDC meeting. Does anybody need a break? Okay,
The motion
good.
to adjourn.
Motion
We
to
have a motion
adjourn.
to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor, voice vote?
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Moving on to the redevelopment commission meeting of April the 9th, 2020, the main meeting room. We've done the pledge of allegiance, we've done the roll call, and Steve, are you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Good, thank you. You have a consent agenda in front of you that include the minutes of the March 19th, 2020 redevelopment commission meeting and the claims totaling $25,419.90. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Is Sue on here, Frank, or no?
Not to my knowledge. no.
She's
Okay.
upstairs.
I'll do the roll call. Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. Next, we have attorney's report. Anything?
I have nothing to report.
Thank you. Director?
We're working with Hassey Construction, who is the low bidder for the fire station, getting paperwork and contracts, and hopefully that'll start pretty soon.
Next item is old business. We have none. And next is new business. We have the task orders 19-07 and 19-08 for the Central Park and Fire Station. We need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve task orders 19-07 in the amount of $37,181 and 19-08 in the amount of $67,103 for the fire station and related Central Park improvements.
We have a motion and a second.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. 5-0. Next item is the payment of Fire Station 2 permit fee. Do I have a motion to approve the building
Motion.
permit for Fire Station 2 project?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Bob,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Alan,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Mary,
Aye. The vote is 5-0. We have any citizen input?
We have none at this time through the public comments at townofdar.com mail
Thank you.
account.
Any and all?
Mary, just for public records, Sue is upstairs watching it on YouTube. Lily and Jackie the same.
Okay, thank you. I think we did pretty well. So do we have a motion for adjournment? Do
Motion to adjourn?
we have a second?
Second.
Voice vote?
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you so much, particularly our audience. Okay,